Hi guys, this is Mike here, and we're going to be starting with a scary story that I found made. This one's called The Whispering House. It started with a dare. 4 teens, Juno, Kai, Mira, and Leo, stood outside the old house on Lantern Hill. Everyone in town called it The Whispering House. Nobody knew who had lived there last, but everyone knew that they'd heard voices in the attic, lights flickering in empty rooms, and once a piano playing itself. Juno pushed open the gate. We go in, take a photo, and leave easy. Inside, the air felt colder than it should. Dust floated like ash. The wallpaper peeled in long strips, like something clawed its way out. Mira found a photo on the floor. 4 children smiling. One of them looked exactly like Leo. "That's not funny," Leo said. But no one had laughed. They climbed the stairs. Each step creaked like it was warning them. At the top, a door stood slightly open. Inside was a child's bedroom, untouched, except for the mirror. It was cracked, but not broken. And in the reflection, there was 5 people. Only 4 were in the room. Kai turned pale. "Did you hear that?" A whisper, soft, like breath against glass. "Stay." The lights flickered. Mira's phone buzzed. And one new photo. But she hadn't taken it. It showed the 4 of them standing in the hallway. Behind them, a girl in white. No face, just eyes. They ran. Outside, the air felt normal again. But Leo's phone rang. No number. Just static. Then a voice. "You forgot me." Wow. That was scary, dude. All right, so this is the next story. This is called The Echo in the Forest. It was supposed to be a simple school trip. 12 students from Taoyuan International Middle School were chosen for a weekend leadership camp in the mountains. No phones, no Wi-Fi, just tents, notebooks, and a promise of team building. Juno, Eli, Hannah, and Marcus were in Group 3, assigned to hike the Eastern Trail and record bird calls. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. "Why aren't there any birds?" Hannah asked. Eli shrugged. "Maybe they're hiding." They walked deeper. The trees grew taller, closer together. The air felt heavier. Juno checked the map. "We're still on the trail, I think." Then they heard it. A whistle. Soft. 3 notes. Not from any of them. Marcus froze. "Did you hear that?" They waited. Nothing. They kept walking. Every few minutes, the whistle came again. Always behind them. Always the same 3 notes. They tried to laugh it off. Maybe it's another group messing with us. But when they reached the clearing, they found something strange. A circle of stones, arranged in the center. A notebook. Old, moldy. The cover read, Group 3, 2017. Juno opened it. The pages were filled with names, notes. Then near the end, "We heard the whistle. We followed it. We shouldn't have." The last page was torn. Suddenly, the whistle came again. Closer. They ran. Branches stretched their arms. The trail was gone. The trees looked the same in every direction. Eli shouted, "We need to go back to the clearing." But when they returned, the notebook was gone, and the stones were rearranged into 4 small circles, 1 for each of them. Marcus stepped back. "This isn't funny." Then they saw it, a figure, tall, still just behind the trees, not moving, not blinking. They didn't wait. They ran until the trees thinned and the campfire smoke reached their nose. They didn't speak during dinner. They didn't tell the teachers, but that night, in their tents, they heard it again. 3 notes, whistled softly, and this time it came from inside the forest and inside the camp. Ooh. Wow. What would you do if you heard those notes? Yeah, I probably wouldn't stay the night there. I'd probably go home. All right, so this story is called The Signal. It started with a glitch. Gia was walking home from cram school when her phone buzzed. No message, no call, just a flicker. The screen flashed white for half a second, then returned to normal. She didn't think much of it. Maybe the battery was low. Maybe the signal was weak. But then it happened again. And again. Each time the screen blinked white. No app opened. No notification appeared. Just a flash, like something was trying to get through. She told her friend Leo. He laughed. Maybe your phone's haunted. It's not haunted, Gia said. It's weird. That night, she checked her phone before bed. The screen flashed again. This time, it stayed white for 3 seconds. Then a message appeared. Are you alone? She dropped the phone. The next day, she asked around. No one else had seen anything like it. Not even the tech teacher. Probably a bug, he said. Update your system. She did. It didn't help. The messages kept coming. Always short, always strange. Don't look outside. They know you saw them. You're not supposed to be here. Gia stopped sleeping. She stopped answering calls. Her parents thought she was stressed. Her friends thought she was being dramatic. Then Leo got the signal. His phone blinked white. Just once. Him standing in front of his apartment. But he hadn't taken it. And in the corner of the photo, there was a figure. Blurry, tall, watching. He called Gia. It's happening to me now. They met at the library. No phones, just notebooks. They started writing everything down. Every message, every glitch, every time the screen flashed white. They noticed a pattern. The messages came at the same time every night, 2:17 a.m. They started up together at 2:17. Both phones blinked. This time, the message was longer. You're getting closer. Stop. Gia looked at Leo. Closer to what? They traced the signal to an old app, one that had been deleted years ago. It wasn't the App Store. It wasn't in their history, but somehow it was still running. They tried to uninstall it. The phones froze. Then the lights in the room flickered. Then the library computers turned on. By themselves. Every screen showed the same thing. A map. Their city. Zooming in. Street by street. Block by block. Until it stopped. On their building. On their floor. On their room. Then the message came again. Too late. Wow. Some crazy app, and they're kind of finding them. They're finding them. Wow. What would you do if you had like an app that followed you like that? Wow, that's pretty crazy. All right, guys, this one's called The Shadows That Follow. It started with a photo. Lena was walking home from school when she noticed something strange in her camera roll. A picture that she didn't remember taking. Just her bedroom, empty. But in the corner near the closet, there was a shadow. Not cast by anything, just standing there. She showed her brother, Kento. Did you take this? He shook his head. Why would I take a picture of your room? That night, Lena couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she felt like something was watching her. Not from the window, not from the door, from the corner. The same corner in the photo. The next day, she deleted the picture. It came back. Same image, same shadow, but this time it was closer to the bed. She tried to laugh it off. Maybe it's a glitch. But then Kento saw it too. The same photo appeared in his phone. No message, no sender, just the image. And the shadow was even closer. They started noticing things. Their own shadows didn't always match their movements. Sometimes when Lena turned her head, her shadow stayed still. Sometimes Kento's shadow stretched longer than it should, even when the light was off. They tested it, stood in front of the mirrors, turned off all the lights, used flashlights. The shadows moved like they had their own rules. One night, Lena woke up and saw her shadow on the wall, standing, but she was lying down. She whispered, "Kento?" He didn't answer. She looked over. His shadow was gone. She ran to his room. He was awake, staring at the wall. "They're not ours anymore," he said. The next day, they skipped school and went to the library. They searched everything: folklore, urban legends, science. They found one story, an old Taiwanese about shadow followers, being that mimic you until they no longer need you, and then they replace you. The story said, they begin in corners, they end in mirrors. Lena and Kento covered every mirror in the house. They stopped using lights. They stopped taking photos. But the shadows didn't stop. One morning, their parents found Lena standing in the living room, silent, still. "Kento?" she said, without turning around. "Why are you standing behind me?" He wasn't. He was outside. And then he ran in, and Lena was gone. Only her shadow remained, stretched across the wall, smiling. Well, that's pretty scary, man. Where did she go? And why is the shadow smiling? Oh my God. The clock that counts backwards. I think this is the last one. It appears in the school hallway one morning. It appeared. A clock. Old, brass frame. No brand, no wires, just ticking. But it didn't show the night time. It ticked backward. Students laughed at it. Teachers ignored it. But Mira noticed something strange. Every time she passed the clock, she felt lighter, like something was missing. A thought, a memory, a name. She told her friend Theo, "I think it's doing something to us." He rolled his eyes. "It's just broken." But that afternoon, Theo forgot his locker combination, then his class schedule, then the name of his math teacher. "It's stress," the counselor said, but Mira knew better. She started writing everything down, her name, her birthday, her favorite song. Every time she walked past the clock, she checked their notebook, and every time something felt off. One day she forgot her sister's face. She ran to the principal's office. "We need to get rid of that clock." They laughed. "It's just a decoration." Mira broke it. She smashed the glass. The hand stopped, but the ticking didn't. That night, she dreamt of a room with no windows, just clocks, hundreds of them, all ticking backwards. And in the center, a chair, empty. She woke up with a name in her head, Elias. She didn't know anyone named Elias. She asked around. No one did. But in the yearbook from 5 years ago, she found him, Elias Chen, student council, debate team, vanished. No one remembers him, not even the teachers. She found his locker, still there, still locked. She broke it. Inside was a notebook, just like hers, filled with names, dates, memories, and one sentence repeated over and over. "The clock eats time. The clock eats us." Mira ran. She left the school. She stayed home. She avoided clocks, but they were everywhere. Phones, walls, watches, even the microwave. And one day, her notebook was blank. No name, no birthday, no favorite song. Just one sentence. "You were here." Wow, the clock that eats time. I wonder if that's real. All right, guys, thanks for joining me for that. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed definitely making this video and talking about these scary stories. Hopefully you can join me again, and I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.